The final buzzer ripped through the arena like a gunshot, but it was his pass. Crisp, impossible, threading the needle through 3 defenders. That slammed into my chest and stole my breath. In that split second, our eyes locked across the chaos of flying jerseys and screaming fans, and he mouthed words I dreamed of but never dared hope for. "You're it for me." The ball slipped from my fingers as I collapsed to my knees, not from exhaustion, but because the secret we'd buried under locker room banter and late-night drills had just erupted onto the jumbotron for 20,000 souls to devour. I'd always known basketball was my religion, the hardwood my confessional where sins of doubt dissolved in the rhythm of dribbles and swishes. But that night in March, under the glaring lights of Madison Square Garden, during the NCAA Sweet 16, it became something holy and profane all at once. A revelation that could save us or crucify us both. His name was Riley Kane, and from the moment he transferred to Easton University in Philly that fall, every pass he fired my way felt like a vow whispered in the dark. I remember the first time Riley Kane stepped onto the court for Easton U like it was yesterday. Though it's been 3 years now, etched into my bones like the faded tattoo of a championship ring on my left forearm. It was late August. The air in the Palestra gym thick with that preseason humidity that clings to your skin like regret. I was Alex Rivera, junior point guard, the kid from South Philly who'd clawed his way out of cracked sidewalks and a single mom's double shifts at the diner, all on the promise of a full ride and the dream of going pro. At 6 feet 2 inches, with a quick first step and a jumper that kissed the rim just right, I was the engine of the Quakers' offense. But that day, as Coach Harlan barked orders through his whistle, everything shifted when Riley walked in. He was 6 feet 4 inches, built like a willow tree, lean, flexible, with arms that uncoiled like springs when he moved. Golden brown hair cropped short, eyes the color of storm-tossed ocean, and a grin that hit you like a fast break. Disarming, dangerous. He'd come from a D2 school in Oregon, whispers said. After some off-court drama, no one dared unpack. "Kane," Coach grunted, tossing him a ball without preamble. "Show us why you think you belong here." Riley caught it one-handed, spun it on his finger like a lazy top, and scanned the court. Our eyes met, mine wary, sizing up the intruder. His steady, like he'd already mapped every angle. He dribbled once, twice, then fired a no-look pass right to me, chest high, spinning backward so it hummed through the air like a secret. I snagged it without breaking stride, pulled up from 20 feet, and buried it. Swish. The gym echoed with the sound, and a few guys whistled low. "Nice thread," I said, tossing it back, my voice casual but my pulse not. Up close, he smelled like pine soap and fresh-cut grass, the kind of clean that made you want to lean in. "Nice hands," he shot back, that grin flashing again, and something in my gut twisted. Not fear exactly, but the electric hum of recognition, like spotting your own shadow in a crowd. We ran suicides after that, lunging up and down the court until our lungs burned and thighs screamed. But Riley kept pace, his breath steady, syncing with mine as if we'd been drilling together since Pee Wee leagues. By the end of practice, sweat-soaked and spent, he clapped my shoulder in the huddle firm, lingering just a beat too long, and I felt it. The spark. Not fireworks, not yet. Just a flicker in the pivot the moment before the drive. That fall semester blurred into a rhythm of classes and cut-ins. I majored in kinesiology, buried in textbooks on muscle fibers and biomechanics, but my real education happened on the court. Easton wasn't Duke or Kentucky. No endless nil deals or sneaker endorsements, but Philly-bred grit. Our fans packed the Palestra with cheesesteaks and chants, turning every home game into a blue-collar revival. Riley slotted in as shooting guard, my perfect complement. I orchestrated, he executed. Our pick and rolls became poetry. Me setting the screen, him curling off for the handoff, the ball snapping between us like a heartbeat. Off the court, though, we circled each other like wary dogs. Dinners at Pat's after late practices, grease dripping from our fingers as we demolished was wit, and debated goats. Jordan's fadeaway versus Kobe's footwork. He'd lean back against the brick wall, wiping his mouth with the back of his hand, and talk about growing up in Portland. Rainy days shooting hoops in a backyard rim hung on a sagging oak. Dad was a logger, he said once, voice low under the neon buzz. Taught me to swing an axe before a basketball. Said life's about clean cuts, no hesitation. I nodded, chewing slow, my own stories bubbling up unbidden. Mom waitressing graves at the Wawa. Me sneaking into rec centers after hours to practice crossovers by flashlight. Philly don't forgive hesitation, I replied. You freeze, you foul out. His laugh was a rumble warm as summer asphalt. Then let's not freeze, Alex. We didn't, not then. But nights alone in my off-campus row house, the walls thin enough to hear the L rumble by, I'd replay those moments. The brush of his knee under the diner table, the way his jersey clung when we cooled down in the showers. Steam-veiling glances I stole and regretted. I'd known I was gay since high school. A quiet certainty sealed in stolen kisses behind the bleachers with a teammate who ghosted me after graduation. But college ball was a minefield. The locker room a confessional where weakness got you benched or worse, exposed. So I buried it, deep as the Schuylkill mud, and told myself Riley was just a teammate. A damn good one. By November, we were 8-2, cruising through the Ivy League slate. Our first big test came against Villanova on the road. Their pavilion a cauldron of wildcat blue. Pre-game, in the visitors' locker room, nerves jangling like loose change, Riley slid onto the bench beside me. Hey! He murmured, voice cutting through the hip-hop thump from someone's speaker. You good? I flexed my ankles, taping fresh, avoiding his eyes. Yeah, just hate these pricks. Last year they posterized me twice. He bumped my shoulder, light but intentional. Not this year. We got this, you and me. Like that drill last week. Remember? How could I forget? After hours, just us two, him feeding me lobs until the gym lights buzzed dim. The ball arcing high, me rising to meet it, our shadows merging on the wall like one form. Yeah, I said, throat tight. We sink. The game was a war, elbows, charges, refs swallowing whistles. Down by 5 at the half, coach lit into us, veins bulging like overinflated tires. Third quarter, I drove baseline, kicked it out, Riley drained a 3, pure silk. Tie game. Overtime loomed, sweat stinging my eyes, when he set the screen high, rolled hard, and I dished it blind. He elevated, hung in the air forever, and flushed it home. Thunderous, defiant. The bench erupted. I hooped, pulling him into a chest bump that lingered. Our helmets clacking, breaths mingling hot and fast. We won by 2 on a steal-and score I fed him at the buzzer. In the tunnel after, euphoria buzzing, he grabbed my arm, pulled me aside amid the chaos. Couldn't have done it without you, River. His hand on my bicep, thumb pressing just so, and for a heartbeat the world narrowed to that touch. Same, I managed voice rough, and as we piled onto the bus, Philly skyline winking in the distance, I wondered if he felt it too. The pull, the unspoken gravity bending us toward collision. Winter break hit like a cold front, campus emptying out. I stayed in the city, picking up shifts at a sports bar near the Wells Fargo Center, slinging Yanglings to rowdy Sixers fans. Mom texted updates from her cruise with Aunt Rosa. First vacation in years, courtesy of my scholarship stipend. And I smiled, but the quiet nod. Riley headed west, but we texted. Memes about botched free throws, voice notes dissecting film. One night, buzzed on cheap tequila after closing, I hit send on a clip of us from the Villanova game, him posterizing their center, me hyping from the wing. Lethal combo, I typed. Missed this already. His reply came at 2 a.m. Miss you more than the court, man. Portland's too damn green without the grit. Heart emoji? Nah, just a basketball one. But it lodged in my chest like a splinter. January thawed into conference play. Snow dusting the Palestra's roof like powdered sugar. We hit a skid. 2 losses, sloppy turnovers, my shot clanging off iron. Coach blamed chemistry. I blamed the what-ifs circling my head like vultures. Riley noticed, cornering me post-practice in the weight room, spots flying as we bench-pressed. Talk to me, he said, spotting my bar. His face inverted above mine, close enough to count the freckles across his nose. I racked the weight, sat up wheezing. Just in my head. Pressure's mounting. Scouts at the pen game next week. He dropped to the bench beside me, elbows on knees. Hey, we're in this. Whatever's eating you, spit it out. I got your back. His knee against mine, solid, and the words clawed up my throat. It's you. You're in my head. But I swallowed them, joked about Coach's mustache instead. He laughed, but his eyes held, searching, soft. And when he stood, clapping my neck, it burned like brand. That pen game was redemption. 82-78, me dropping 28, Riley with 22 and 6 assists, all to me. Post-game presser, reporters buzzing about our bromance. And I forced a grin, but inside, it twisted. Bromance, the word they slapped on anything that blurred the lines, a safe cage for what simmered beneath. After, in the empty lot behind the gym, snow flurrying soft, we lingered by his beat-up Jeep, engines humming idle. Drinks? He asked, breath fogging. Always. We hit Dirty Frank's, a dive where the bartenders didn't card and the jukebox spun Springsteen. 2 IPAs in, conversation loosened. His ex, a girl from high school he'd tried hard with, voice flat. My non-dates, the girl's mom paraded like peacocks. Never stuck, I admitted, tracing condensation on my glass. Felt off. He nodded slow, eyes on the scarred bar top. Yeah, me too. Like wearing someone else's skin. Silence stretched, thick as the cigarette haze from the patio. Then he looked up, direct. What if it's not off? What if it's just not them? My heart jackhammered. The bar noise faded. It was just us, 2 silhouettes against the neon glow. I opened my mouth. Riley, Ibbot, the door swung, teammates piling in, shattering the bubble. We ordered shots, laughed loud, but his words echoed all night, a pass I couldn't quite catch. February brought the Big 5 rivalry gauntlet, games stacking like cordwood, each one a forge testing our mettle. We were 18-6, teetering on the bubble for March Madness, and the pressure was a vice. Scouts in the stands with clipboards, agents sliding business cards under stall doors in the John. I thrived on it, usually. The adrenaline sharpened my vision, turned chaos to calculus. But with Riley, it blurred. Every assist felt loaded, every high five a Morse code of maybes. One Thursday after torching Temple 75-62, me with a double-double, him scorching from deep, we crashed at my place, pizza boxes splayed on the coffee table like fallen soldiers. Netflix droned a documentary on the '92 Dream Team, but neither of us watched. Sprawled on the couch, feet tangled inadvertent, he cracked open the real talk. You ever think about after? His voice was beer loose, profile gilded by the TV flicker. After what? The pros. I grabbed a slice, pepperoni curling crisp. Yeah. Or everything. Life off the bounce. He shifted, knee nudging mine, deliberate now. What do you see, Alex? House in the suburbs? Kids yelling at pee-wee practice. I chewed, stalling. The truth was a kaleidoscope. A loft in Fishtown, skyline views, someone to share the quiet mornings. Someone with storm eyes and a laugh like thunder. But I couldn't say it. Dunno. Coaching, maybe. Or scouting. Keep the game close. The game was my armor, but beneath it, I craved more. A life where passes weren't metaphors. He hummed, unconvinced, then leaned in, elbow on the cushion between us. Close, too close, his cologne a faint cedar whisper. I see us, he said, soft, testing. You and me, building something real, not just hoops. My slice dropped, sauce smearing the table. The word hung, pregnant, and I met his gaze, raw, unguarded, the blue depths pulling me under. Time dilated, the room shrinking to his parted lips, the pulse jumping in his throat. I leaned fractionally, breath catching, and his phone buzzed, shrill as a foul siren. He glanced, face shuddering. Shit, Dad. He stood abrupt, raking fingers through his hair. Gotta take this. He stepped to the fire escape, voice murmuring low through the cracked window. I sat frozen, pizza congealing, heart a war drum. When he returned, the moment was ash. Everything cool? I asked, voice steady by force. Yeah, just family stuff. He flopped back, but the ease was fractured. We finished the flick in silence, him crashing on the couch after me tossing fitful in bed, the what-if replaying like a bad highlight reel. The next week cracked open the fault lines. La Salle game, away in the Tom Gola Arena, started strong. Us up 10 at the break. But second half, their press suffocated us. Turnovers piled like snowdrifts. I forced a drive, got stripped, and Riley dove for the loose ball, taking an elbow to the jaw that split his lip bloody. He hit the deck hard, refs calling techs, and I was there first, hauling him up, thumb swiping crimson from his chin unthinking. You good? Panic edged my voice, hands lingering on his arms. He grinned through the wince, blood-streaked. Takes more than that to bench me. But his eyes, fierce, grateful, held mine a beat too long, and the crowd's roar faded to a hush. We clawed back, one ugly on free throws, but locker room aftermath was storm clouds. Coach reamed us for slop, then pulled Riley aside, murmurs about keeping head in the game. I showered quick, steam-clouding mirrors but caught snippets. Focus, son. Distractions. Riley emerged last, towel low on hips, bruise blooming purple on his cheek. Our eyes met in the foggy glass. Mine apologetic, his resigned, and he shrugged, like it was nothing. But it wasn't. That night, over wings at Chickies and Pete's, the team loose on victory highs, tension simmered. Marcus, our center, a hulking freshman from North Philly with a mouth like a storm drain, slung an arm around Riley. Yo, Kane, that dive? Hero shit. But damn, you and Riv got that twin flame vibe. Y'all fucking or what? Laughter rippled, crude and obligatory, but it landed like shrapnel. Riley stiffened, forcing a chuckle. Nah, man, just Ballas being Ballas. His eyes flicked to me, shadowed, and I drowned my beer, throat burning. Later, walking back to the car, snow crunching underfoot, he exploded. What the hell was that? Marcus is an idiot, but you just sat there. I stopped under a street lamp, haloed in sodium glow. What did you want me to say? Yeah, we're secret lovers. Sarcasm masked the hurt, but it cracked. He rounded on me, breath clouds angry. No, but something. Back me up. Or are you ashamed? Of whatever this is. The words gutted me. Ashamed? Of him? Never. But the fear, visceral, bone deep, of losing the game, the team, the fragile future I'd built brick by brick, choked me. Riley, it's not that simple. You know how it is. One whisper and we're done. Scouts ghost, sponsors bail, fans turn. His face twisted, betrayal, raw. So we hide? Forever? Like cowards? He stepped close, voice dropping to a hiss. I'm tired of hiding, Alex. From my dad. From everyone. From you. The admission hung a live wire. He'd never said it plain. The pull between us, the nights I'd woken to his texts at dawn, the way he'd linger in doorways like he couldn't bear to leave. My hand twitched, aching to bridge the gap, but headlights swept the lot, teammates hollering. He turned, shoulders slumped, and drove off alone. I walked home in the freeze, blocks blurring, replaying every fumble. By dawn, resolve hardened. I couldn't lose him. Not to fear, not to shadows. But how to fight without swinging. The pivot came mid-February, Valentine's bullshit plastered everywhere. Roses in dorm lobbies, couples canoodling on Locust Walk. We avoided each other on court. Passes clipped, chemistry frayed like old laces. Coach noticed, benching us both in a scrimmage blowout. Fix your shit, he growled. Or I will. Desperate, I cornered Riley post-weights, in the alcove by the vending machines, humming with fluorescent buzz. We gotta talk. For real. He leaned against the wall, arms crossed, bruise faded to yellow. What's left to say? Everything. I stepped in, close as confession. I'm scared. Okay? Not of you, of losing it all. But you. Riley, you make me feel seen. Like the court's not the only place I belong. Words tumbled, clumsy. That night on the couch, I wanted to kiss you, Still do. His breath hitched, eyes widening, hope flickering, then shuddering. Alex. But the door banged open, janitor shuffling in, and we sprang apart. Later, a text. My place. 10 p.m. No bullshit. His apartment was a third-floor walk-up in Graduate Hospital, posters of Curry threes and ollie ropes tacked crooked. He answered in sweats, hair damp from a shower, and pulled me inside without a word. Door clicked shut. Silence thrummed. I'm gay, he said first, blunt as a chest pass. Always knew. Dad found out senior year, caught me with a guy at a party. Shipped me to that junior college to straighten out. Been running since. The pieces slotted, the transfer, the guarded grins. My chest ached for him. That boy under rainy oaks, learning to lob dreams instead of truths. I'm gay too, I whispered, like saying it aloud summoned lightning. Since forever. But you make it feel possible. He crossed the room in 2 strides, hands framing my face, gentle, reverent. Our foreheads touched, breath sinking, and then his lips brushed mine. Tentative, then fierce, a dam breaking. The kiss was salt and certainty, hands mapping shoulders, waists, pulling close until the world was just us. Warm, alive, unbreakable. We broke apart gasping, grins dawning like sunrise. No more hiding, he vowed, thumb tracing my jaw. Not from each other. Not ever. And in that cramped living room, with the city humming beyond the blinds, we started building, fragile, fierce, a love that felt like home. But love's a layup in traffic. Easy to dream, hell to land clean. March loomed, tournament brackets mocking from every screen, and our secret bloomed in stolen moments. Quick coffees at La Colombe, fingers linking under tables. Drives up the Schuylkill, windows down, his hand on my thigh as we blasted Chance the Rapper. On court, we ignited, assists climbing, shots raining fire, chemistry reborn, undeniable. Yet cracks spidered. Whispers in the locker room. Riv and Kane too tight. Marcus's jokes sharpened to jabs. A trainer raised an eyebrow at our synced playlists. And Riley's dad, steel-eyed, Bible-thumping, called more, voicemails laced with, "When you coming home, son?" Riley deleted them, but they lingered, ghosts at the feast. The Selection Sunday watch party sealed it. Crammed in a frat house off campus, beer pong clacking, we huddled on a sagging sectional, shoulders touching, knees pressed. When the bracket dropped, Easton a 7 seed, first round in Pittsburgh, cheers erupted. Riley hooped, arms slinging my neck in a bro hug that fooled no one, his lips brushing my ear. We did it! But across the room, a teammate, Jaden, our bench spark, stared, phone in hand. By midnight, as we slipped out, my feed blew up. Blurry pic of us, his arm around me, caption Quaker bromance or what? Team chemistry, likes piled, comments slicing, cute. Too cute? Riley saw, face paling in the streetlight. It's nothing, I lied, pocketing my phone. But the seed was planted, doubt's first root. Tournament week descended like a fever dream. Pittsburgh's Steel City grit mirroring our own. The Peterson Events Center a coliseum of chain link and concrete. We'd drawn Dayton, a 10-seed scrappers with a press that chewed up lesser teams. Travel day, bus rumbling I-76, Riley and I claimed rear seats, headphones shared, playlist a mix of Kendrick verses and the weekend croons. His head on my shoulder, feigning sleep, thumb circling my palm hidden under a blanket. Small rebellions, sweet as contraband. But the fracture started subtle, a hairline in the glass. Pre-game shoot-around. Reporters swarmed. Mics thrusting like bayonets. Alex, Riley, talk synergy. You two reading minds out there. Post-Gazette scribe, smirking. I grinned, wrote. Years of drills. He knows my game inside out. Riley chimed. Alex sets the table. I just eat. Laughter, easy. But later, in the hotel gym, toweling sweat, Jaden sidled up. Yo, saw the pic. Y'all official or nah? 'Cause it's getting weird. Riley's laugh barked forced. Chill, man. Just brothers in ball. Jaden shrugged, but his eyes lingered. Curious, not cruel. Yet, just saying, keep it pro. Bids comin'. The warning stuck. Burr under saddle. That night, rooming together, coach's call. Keep the stars synced. We ordered cheesesteaks via DoorDash, sprawled cross-legged on the bedspread. Ignore him, I said, feeding Riley a fry. Jealous he ain't got half our touch. He chewed, pensive. It's not just Jaden. Dad called again, saw the bracket, congratulated me. Then, proud if you keep your head right, son. No distractions. Mimicry laced bitter. Like I'm still that kid he dragged to church revivals, praying the gay away. I pulled him close, chin on his crown. You're not. And we're not a distraction, we're the edge. Lips to his temple, soft. We got this. Game day dawned crisp, Allegheny River glinting under March sun. Dayton came hungry, trapping high, forcing turnovers like a vice. First half, we trailed by 8. My passes sailing wild, Riley's shots rimming out. Huddle at the break. Coach's face thunder. Wake the fuck up. This ain't rec league. His eyes drilled us. Me and Riley shoulder to shoulder. You two fix it. Now. We nodded, but the weight pressed. Expectations, eyes, the fragile us we'd stitched in shadows. Second half, we flipped, me threading needles through double teams, Riley erupting for 19 in 12 minutes. A dagger 3 at the buzzer horn sealing 78-72. Post-game, embraces raw, his whisper in my ear amid the scrum. Couldn't without you. But elation soured quick. Press room, a national feed stringer lobbed it. Rumors swirling about off-court closeness. How's that factor into on-court magic? Smirk hidden as professionalism. Riley fielded, cool. We're teammates. Family. That's the magic. I echoed, but inside, nausea churned. Family. The word they fed us. A leash disguised as love. Round 2 pitted U.S. against Texas A&M. Aggies built like tractors. Their big man a 7-footer who swatted dreams. Charlotte's Spectrum Center buzzed electric. Carolina's faithful in burnt orange. Pre-game, tension coiled. Riley quiet, taping ankles methodical. Me pacing like a caged wolf. You good, I murmured, kneeling to help. He met my eyes, shadowed. Just, Dad's flying in. Surprise. Wants to see his boy shine. The bomb dropped casual, but it detonated. His father, Vernon Kane, ex-logger turned contractor. A man whose idea of affection was a firm handshake and a good game, son, through gritted teeth. The same man who'd once locked Riley in his room with a Bible and a bottle of Jack after the party fallout. He knows about the team, Riley added, voice flat. Not. But he'll watch. Judge. My gut nodded. We play our game. He sees the fire, not the fuel. But doubt seeded. Tip-off. A&M jumped us. Bricks clanging, charges drawn. Down 15 midway, coach burned timeouts like matches. Riley and I huddled baseline. His hand on my wrist hidden by jerseys. Reset, he breathed. You and me. We did pick and pop for a tray, give and go for a breakaway dunk. I dished 12 assists, all to him. He torched for 32, a career high, the pass that sealed it, a behind-the-back beauty that froze the arena. Upset City. 88-84 Quakers. Locker room euphoria. Gatorade showers, whoops echoing. But Vernon waited outside, hulking in a flannel shirt incongruous amid the spandex sea. Riley hugged stiff, introducing me. Dad, Alex Rivera. My point. Vernon's grip crushed, eyes appraising. Salt and pepper beard, crow's feet from squinting at sunsets over evergreens. Heard about you. Feeding my boy like a machine. Keep it up. Pride swelled, but his gaze lingered, probing, like he scented the undercurrent. Dinner that night. Awkward steakhouse near the arena. Riley picking at his ribeye. Me steering small talk to chainsaws and Philly cheesesteaks. Vernon boomed stories of Paul Bunyan feats. But under the table, Riley's knee pressed mine, an anchor in the undertow. You two inseparable, Vernon noted, sawing meat. Reminds me of me and my crew, back in the woods. Brothers in the grind. Yeah, Riley muttered, fork scraping. Grind. Vernon left next morning. Flight to PDX. Clapping Riley's back. Proud, son. Stay sharp, no detours. The word hung, a guillotine blade. We advanced, Sweet 16 in NYC calling like siren song. But the fracture widened. Back in Philly for a bi-week breather. Tabloids sniffed blood. Quaker lovebirds? Easton's dynamic duo sparks off-court buzz. Grainy pics. Us at La Colombe, hands brushing. The frat hug frozen intimate. Comments festered. Cute if true LGBTQ. Countered by keep it straight, boys, balls for men. Team meeting. Coach addressed it oblique. Focus on the prize. Rumors are noise. Turn 'em off. But eyes darted, Marcus smirking, Jaden nodding solemn. Riley stormed out after, me trailing to the parking garage. It's bullshit, he snarled, keys jangling. We're killing it. Why drag us? I caught his arm. Because they sense it. The real. And they're scared or jealous. He deflated, leaning on the hood. Dad texted. Saw the article. What's this noise, Riley? Don't embarrass the name. Voice cracked, and he swiped angry at his eyes. I can't. Alex, what if he's right? What if we're torpedoing everything? The doubt infected, viral. No, we're not. But my voice wavered, visions flashing. Contracts voided, jerseys retired to obscurity. Mom's proud fridge photos tainted. I pulled him into a hug, fierce, parking lot empty witness. We fight. Together. He clung, face buried in my neck. Promise. Promise. But promises are paper in rain. The New York trip crystallized it. MSG's maw swallowed us. Glitz and ghosts, Jordan murals staring down like patriarchs. Elite 8 against Gonzaga, Zags a machine of precision. Game Eve, hotel bar humming with boosters, Vernon called again. Video, his face filling Riley's screen over FaceTime. Big stage, son. Make it count. And that article? Laughable. You laugh with me? Riley forced mirth. But his free hand gripped mine under the table. Knuckles white. Yeah, Dad. Noise. Good man. Disconnect, and Riley sagged. He doesn't know. Can't. The game was apocalypse. Overtime thriller, fouls raining, my ankle twisting late on a drive. We eked it 92-90 on Riley's putback at the horn. The pass mine. A lob that hung eternal, him rising like salvation. But in the scrum, ankle throbbing, I saw it. Jaden's phone out, filming our embrace. The one that lingered, celebratory turning tender. By morning, viral. Easton's secret? Post-game PDA ignites firestorm. Clips looped on ESPN. Analysts dissecting. Chemistry or controversy? Campus erupted. Protests outside the Palestra with rainbow flags. Counterchants from frat brothers coach called emergency huddle. No comment. Play ball. But the betrayal stung deepest from within. Jaden confessed in the airport lounge. Contrite. Thought it was funny, man. Didn't think it'd blow. Riley's face stone. You outed us. Without asking. Jaden paled. Outed? Shit, I didn't know it was real. I stepped in, voice steel. It is. And you just fouled out. Back in Philly, quarantine before quarters, we holed up at my place. World raging outside. Us inside a bubble of takeout and tangles. What now? Riley asked, head on my chest. TV muted on bracket updates. We own it, I said, fingers carding his hair. Come out. On our terms. He lifted, eyes fierce. Together. Always. Press conference scheduled, joint, raw. Reporters crammed the Palestra media room. Flashes popping like gunfire. We sat side by side. Hands linked under the table. We're gay. Riley started, voice steady. And we're in love. It fuels us, not fractures. Questions barraged. When? How? Impact on team? I fielded, calm. Love's not a liability. It's the assist that wins games. The room hushed, then applause scattered, then swelling. Outside, fans waited. Signs reading love wins on the court, hugs from strangers. Mom called, tearing up. Mijo, so brave. I knew. But Vernon's silence deafened. Until evening. Riley's phone rang, Dad's name flashing. He answered on speaker, braced. Son. Vernon graveled, paws heavy. Saw the presser. Hurts, Riley. But you're my boy. Always. Just be happy. And win. Tears tracked Riley's cheeks. Mine too. Forgiveness tentative, a bridge rebuilt plank by plank. Elite 8 Eve. City Electric. We walked the Brooklyn Bridge. Windswept. Skyline twin towers of hope. Whatever tomorrow, he said, hand in mine. I'm not alone. Never. Kiss under the cables, Manhattan lights winking ascent. Final Four in Houston's NRG Stadium. A behemoth of steel and spectacle. Swallowed Easton whole. We'd clawed past Gonzaga. Now faced Purdue. Boilermakers a juggernaut with a big who blocked moons. Flights delayed by spring squalls. We landed ragged, but the fire burned hotter. Our story rocket fuel. Headlines shifting from scandal to saga. Love and layups. Quakers Rivera and Kane redefined the game. Campus sent us off with a parade down Walnut Street. Convertibles, confetti, mayor's blessing via tweet. But glory's glare blinds. Vernon flew in again. This time with Riley's mom. Elena. Petite. Olive-skinned. A quiet force who divorced Vernon years back over irreconcilable silences, but softened post-reveal. Hotel lobby reunion. Elena hugged Riley fierce, whispering Spanish endearments, then me. You make him shine, Mijo. Gracias. Vernon clapped shoulders awkward, but his eyes held less ice. Progress, glacial. Practice was purgatory. Purdue's scout film showed traps tailored to us, doubling Riley off my passes. They'll isolate, coach diagrammed, grease pen squeaking whiteboard. Stay connected. You two, your edge is the bond. Don't let 'em break it. We nodded, but doubt's whisper crept. What if they did? Media scrum post-drill. A Fox Sports vet lobbed the grenade. Betrayal rumors? Teammate leaked your relationship? How's trust in the locker room? Riley's jaw ticked. I fielded smooth. Trusts earned daily. We're solid. But whispers confirmed. Jaden's clip wasn't solo. Marcus had shopped the story to a podcaster buddy, angling for clout. For the team's visibility, he claimed later. But it reeked of sabotage. Huddle that night. Coach booted him to street clothes. Cancer out. Jaden teared up, apologizing profuse. But the wound festered. Betrayal's bitter aftertaste. Turning brothers to suspects. Game night. Dome pulsing with 70,000. Purdue's gold sea crashing against our crimson. National anthem swelled. Riley's hand in mine hidden behind our backs. Elena and Vernon in front row. Mom flown in beside them. Her diner smock swapped for a Quaker's hoodie. Eyes shining proud. Tip-off and hell unleashed. Purdue pressed ferocious. Hands in our faces. Whistles phantom. First quarter up 18-12, but I traveled on a drive, nerves or their shadows. Riley force-fed a contested 3, airball clanging. Huddle venom. Breathe. Connect. Coach roared. Second frame, we rallied me snaking baseline, kicking to Riley for a corner splash. 32-30 at half, hearts hammering. But halftime text from an unknown. Kane's dad hates it. Says you're poison. Ask him. Attached. Screenshot of Vernon's Facebook rant to a hunting forum. My boy's lost his way. That Rivera kid's a distraction. Pray for him. Timestamp. Yesterday. Riley saw mid-locker adjustment. Face draining ash. He. What? Voice hollow. Tape unraveling from his wrist furious. I snatched the phone, deleted. Fake. Don't let it in. But his eyes betrayed anew. The old wound ripped wide. Vernon's thaw illusion. The man who'd prayed over him now weaponizing faith online. Third quarter, Purdue surged 17-4 run. Our passes picked like low fruit. Riley clammed. Shots sailing rogue. I overdribbled. Turnovers cascading. Bench. Timeout 3 minutes left. Down 11. Coach subbed Jaden back in. Desperation or olive branch. Riley exploded. Him? After? Shut it, Kane. Win the damn game, Coach barked. Riley subbed out, slamming water bottle, splashing me inadvertent. In the fray, his glare, accusatory, lost, cut deepest. This is us. Broken. Final frame, miracle tease. I stripped their guard, fed Riley coast to coast. Thunder dunk, crowd quake. Down for 30 ticks, ball hours. I inbound to him, baseline out of bounds, but he pump-faked, spun, foul called, 2 shots. First swished, second rimmed harsh. Rebound scrum, Purdue's big iced it free throw line. Overtime, purgatory redux. Tied 82 all, 10 seconds, our ball. I drove, drew double, kicked to Riley, wide open corner. The pass hummed true, time dilating as it arced. And he hesitated. Fraction, eyes flicking to the bench, to the stands. Before launching, brick. Purdue fast break. Layup at the buzzer. 84-82, season severed. The dome deflated, our world imploding. Riley crumpled, hands in hair. I knelt beside, arm around. Public now, cameras feasting. We fought, I whispered. Tears hot, his and mine mingling on the logo. But betrayal's aftershock quaked. Tunnel to locker, Vernon waited. Face ashen, Elena tugging his sleeve. Son, he started, but Riley rounded feral. Save it, I saw the post. Poison? That's me, to you. Vernon recoiled. That was anger, Riley. Misguided. I'm trying. Trying ain't enough. Riley shoved past, shoulder checking, leaving Vernon adrift. Locker postmortem. Coach stoic, proud wolves. But eyes accused. Jaden slunk out first, Marcus avoided gazes. Riley dressed silent, bag zipped furious. Walk, I asked, tentative. Outside, Houston humidity clung like accusation. Stadium lights harsh sentinels. I froze, he admitted, voice raw. That shot. Dad's words in my head. You passed perfect, and I choked. Not you, I said fierce. Us. The noise, it broke us. He stopped under a palm frond's shadow, turning. What now? Season's done. We're exposed. Fractured. I cupped his face, thumbs swiping salt. We rebuild. No hiding, no half measures. You're my court, Riley. Only. Kiss then. Desperate, devouring, streetlights witness to vows renewed. But as we broke, his phone buzzed. Agent email. Congrats on the run. But brands pulling back. Image concerns. Lay low? The gut punch landed. Glory's price. Love under scrutiny. Futures bartered. Off-season haze. Philly spring blooming riotous. But we withered. Physicals revealed my ankle tear. 6 weeks rehab. Riley's jumper rehabbed mental. Endless hours in empty gyms. Ball thwacking echo lonely. Mom hosted dinners. Elena too. Tentative truces with Vernon via Zoom. His apologies stilted but sincere. I was scared, son. For you. But love. It's stronger than logs. Progress, but scars puckered. Teammates trickled apologies. Jaden transferred. Guilt's exile. Marcus stayed. Humbled. Buying beers at McGillen's. My bad. Brother's immature shit. Draft buzz hummed. Me projected late first, Riley second round, but scouts hedged. Talent undeniable. Marketability. Evolving. We laughed bitter over it. Nights on my fire escape. City pulse below. Sharing blunts and dreams. Euro League if states balk. He mused. Smoke curling. Paris. You me croissants at dawn. Deal. But fear gnawed. Betrayals echo. Not just from foes, but kin. The self-doubt Vernon's words revived. The team fractures we'd papered. Climax crested Memorial Day. Charity alumni game at the Palestra fundraiser for Philly Youth Leagues. Rainbows lace the banners now. Our story sponsor bait. Full House ESPN2 broadcast. We played sharp veterans versus current. Me sinking vintage fadeaways. Riley threading lasers. Halftime. 42-40 vets up. MC hands mic. Alex, Riley, real quick, on love in the game? Spotlight hot, hearts exposed. Riley grinned, taking it. Love's the ultimate assist. Stops time, makes you better. Alex showed me that. Applause thundered. I pulled him close, Mike catching my whisper. Every pass, every day. But mid-second half, twist. Inbound play, I cut baseline, teammate screen sets perfect, when Marcus, playing for show, accidentally hip-checked Riley into the stanchion. Hard. Whistle blows, but Riley stays down, clutching ribs. Crack audible in the hush. Chaos. Trainers swarm, me shoving through. Riley, talk to me. His face, pale, pained whispers. I'm good. But why? X-rays later. Fractured rib, season ender if there was one. Marcus tearful in the hall. Slipped man, swear nerves, crowd. Not on purpose. Riley nodded weak, but eyes doubted. Betrayal redux, intent or not, the fracture deepened, trust's thread fraying to gossamer. Nights after, me nursing him. Ice packs, bad movies, his head in my lap as rain lashed windows. Maybe it's sign, he murmured once, painkillers slurring. Too much fight. Walk away. No fierce. We're the story that wins. Human, messy, real. But dawn brought Vernon. Unannounced. Knocking soft, Elena in tow. Heard about the game. Drove straight. In the bedroom, Riley's eyes welled at his dad's hug. First real one in years. I failed you, Vernon graveled. Pushed normal, 'cause I feared losing the son I knew. But you're more brave, loving. Forgive an old logger. Riley nodded, tears free. Yeah, Dad. Forgiven. The room shifted, air lighter, bonds mending. Elena squeezed my hand. Familia now. Summer bloom tentative. Rehab duos, me on crutches, him taped tight, gym sessions slow but sacred. Draft lottery loomed, but we prepped pitches, we're us. Take it or leave. Agents nodded, impressed. One July Eve, Schuylkill Banks, fireflies dancing. Riley proposed. Not ring, but vow. Knee half bent, laughing through ribs. Marry the game with me? Us against the whistles. Yes. Kiss under sycamores. River murmuring benediction. But climax's shadow lingered. Betrayal's final twist. August, pre-camp leak. Anonymous email to SI. Inside Easton. Kane's dad paid Marcus to rough up son? Sabotage for tough love. Forged docs attached. Timestamps doctored. Panic. Vernon hounded by calls. Denying frantic. We traced IP, Marcus's old roommate. Bitter ex-player with a grudge. Faking it for clicks. Cleared quick. But damage dinned. Headlines screamed family feud or foul play. Riley broke then. Pacing my kitchen at 3 a.m., voice shattering. Can't trust anyone. Not dad. Not team. Not even us? What's left? Caught him held tight. Us. The core. Everything else? Noise. Dawn, we drafted a post. Joint Insta, photo of us on the court, ball mid-pass, frozen eternal. Caption. Betrayals come, but love rebounds. We rise. Court and clear. Likes flooded. Support surging. LeBron retweet. Real talk. The noise receded, truth anchoring. Fall semester crested. Campus ablaze of amber leaves and anticipatory hum. Easton reloaded. Freshman hungry. Us seniors sage scarred. Rib healed, ankle steel, we captain twin, drills dictating like generals. Coach leaned in, last dance. Make it legend. We did opener versus Drexel, 92-68 demolition. Our chemistry symphonic, 15 assists apiece. Off-court, the world widened. Coming out's ripple. Glad interview in our row house. Mike's soft, questions gentle. Love taught resilience, Riley said. My hand in his on camera. The courts where we're free. Why hide? Clips viral, youth DMs pouring. You gave me courage. Humanist echo, ripples healing old wounds. Vernon visited monthly now, Philly weekends, us 3 hiking Wissahickon trails, axes swapped for anecdotes. He thawed full, missed my boy's light, admitting over diner hash. Elena hosted Thanksgivings, tables groaning fusion, empanadas beside turkey, mom's flan crowning. Family forged, not blood-bound but battle-tested. Betrayals ghosts, exorcised. Marcus apologized public. Campus assembly. Voice cracking. Hurt my brothers. Own it. Grow from it. We hugged it out, probation served. He started now, redemption arc his own. December non-con slate, we climbed poles, 12, eyes on ACC challenge. Christmas break. Riley and I road tripped Oregon. His roots, rainy coasts calling. Portland greeted gray but warm. Elena's embrace, Vernon's grill out in drizzles. Backyard hoop, dad-son one-on-one, me reffing laughs. You pass like him now, Vernon nodded, watching Riley thread me a bounce. Pride, unfiltered. New Year's, Cannon Beach. Bonfire on sands, waves crashing hymns. We walked barefoot, toes numb. Future's wide, he said, shells crunching. NBA or G League, coaching pods, whatever, together. Together, echo. Ring then, simple band, white gold, slipped on by fireglow. Not legal yet, he grinned. But vows are. Mine back, ocean witness. Eternal assist. Spring surged, March Madness redux, our bracket boulder, seeds lower. Philly regional, Palestra prelims electric. Sweet 16 versus UCLA, Bruins sleek, but we mauled. 88-76, Riley's 30 a sonnet. Elite 8 rematch A&M, payback pure, 95-82. My game winner a pull-up from the logo, his pass the spark. Final 4, Glendale State Farm Stadium Mecca, 80,000 strong. Semis versus UConn, Huskies relentless. War, tied at 78, 5 seconds, ball hours. I dribbled clock, drew trap, fired to Riley, wing isolated. Time stopped. His form poetry, release fluid, arc true. Splash at the buzzer. 81-78. Pandemonium. Us entangled midcourt, kiss caught eternal on replay, crowd roaring ascent. Championship night. Versus Kansas, Jayhawks legacy heavy. Dome fevered, lights a cosmos. Family's front row. Mom beaming, Elena clutching Vernon's hand. His cheers unbridled. Tip and symphony. Our pick and rolls ballets, deflections daggers. Down 3, 2 minutes I steal Eurostep. Dished blind to Riley trailing 3. Swish. Tie. Final possession, Kansas ball. They drive, I contest, foul, 2 shots. He bricks first. Second rims. A rebound, 10 seconds. Full court heave. Nah calm walk, me to half, screen from Marcus. Clear look, Riley curls, ball snaps chest high. Our eyes lock. Universe narrows, fans roar white noise. He nods. I nod. Release, perfect arc, net whispers. Buzzer screams. 89-86. Champions. Confetti blizzard, trophies hoisted. But the real win. Us, arms locked, rings slipping on fingers mid-podium. NBA scouts forgotten. Future fluid. Post-game, ESPN gala. Suits sharp, us tuxed, his bow tie crooked, my fix gentle. Interviews gush. Storybook. But ours was epic, flawed, human, redemptive. Years blur. Me drafted 22nd to the Sixers, homecoming, Wells Fargo my cathedral. Riley 38th to Portland. Irony sweet, trailblazers his prodigal return. Rookie season's grind, but FaceTimes nightly. Miss your pass. Soon. Vernon at my debut, courtside, jersey gifted, Rivera across back. Tears as I dropped 18. Assist to rookie Riley in All-Star nod next year. Mom and Elena besties now, tailgating games. Betrayals? Faded scars, stories for podcasts. We wed quiet, backyard Philly, summer solstice, officiant a ref's whistle. Vows. Every pass, every heartbreak, every win, yours. Rings exchanged, dance under strings. Springsteen's Thunder Road, arms full. Now 5 seasons in me All-Star point, him sharpshooter vet, off-season coaches clinic, Philly kids wide-eyed. Loves the play, we tell him. Find your assist. Last night, empty Palestra, alumni privilege, we ran pickup till dawn, ball thwacking familiar. Sweat slick, pause midcourt. Remember the first pass? He asks, grin boyish. Like yesterday, catch chest to chest. Time stops, still does. Not alone. Never. Kiss then, hardwood witness, echoes of our saga in every bounce. And in that freeze, world vast but ours contained. I know. The game gave us the court, but love built the home. Human, enduring, pass received, forever.